Morning troops, another day, another river. Not my normal happy-go-lucky introduction. Just lost a huge girl. I mean huge. I'm absolutely gutted. It's crimp went again. I had two rods with knottable traces, one with crimped, and it's gone. And I've changed brands this year, and that's the only thing I can put it down to. Normally, there's one thing I don't scrimp on, is crimps, my end tackle. I usually use Fox. Today this season I've been using these. And that's twice they've gone on me. One was a few weeks back, or a month or two back, on a fish I reckon put in a 17 to 20 pound bracket. That one I just lost this morning. I really can't believe it. It was huge. It was nudging one of the magical numbers. I can't believe it. I'm absolutely gutted. Stick to what you know. You know what I mean? I changed brands this year and it's humped me. So I'm in the process of changing all my rigs. Anything I've used these on, I'm breaking down and binning and redoing them. Absolutely gutted. I'll speak to you in a second. I've got a little bit of activity on my right hand rod again. Well, morning troops. I'm not going to go on and on about it. It's you know, it's done. I've lost it. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not one of those people going about all the fish I could have caught or have lost. It was good. It was very good, and well, that's the way it goes. I've thrown all them crimps away. Just thrown them away. They've gone in my rubbish bag. Oh yeah, I've made all my up traces with knottable material. I've got no crimps at all now on my setup. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely gutted, you know, really am. So that's it, done and dusted. Another day, another river. You gotta I'm gonna go on about it, I know I am. You gotta be confident in the gear you're using now. I've been pike fishing 45, 50 years. And I could count the amount of crimps that have gone on me on one hand in that time. And then two in one season after you change brands. That's no coincidence. So they're all gone, all done and dusted. We've got 3 rods in the water. It's overcast, it's mild. The river's running off hard, it's very low. We've had one bite. We've had one run. It's a bit treacherous underfoot, not too bad. It's drying out, the wind's drying the ground out. It's only a bit boggy where the water's dropped so far. So I've put my rod rest back a little bit off the edge of the water. We've got 3 rods in. I've had a change around there because I've bought everything chopped and changed. The right hand rod is now paternostered, small roach, about 1 inch. The middle rod is a static dead now. That's half a sardine. And then my right hand rod is a paternostered. Sorry, my left hand rod is a paternostered roach. That's about 3 or 4 ounces. So it's basically the same setup as before. Baits work, rigs work. Let's hope there's some fish around to prove me right and put a smile on my face. It's the way it goes. You know, we try to mitigate all the variables as best we can, but every now and then something like this happens. You just got to push on. If you think about it too much or overthink it, you'd never go. But she's lost, she's gone. Crack on. Let me show you this river. Let's catch some pike. Oh, I need something to boost my confidence now. Jeez, oh. As I say, it's running off hard. The water's dropped down. It's dropped down a foot since I've been here. It's 2-3 foot lower than it normally is. So But at some point they're going to stop running it off, I hope, and we'll have a good day. It's not really a great, I don't find it produces very well when it's running off hard. The fish I had lost was in the margins, right in the slack water. I've got one mid-channel, one about 20 metres out, and they've not had a touch on them. So the right-hand rod, the only one that's gone. Let's have a cup of coffee. Crying to me milk. Good morning, troops. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to catch some big girls today. Well, we're halfway through the day, troops. Not a touch. Missed opportunities, you know, I don't mind sitting and waiting. I know this stretch is due a big fish, so I don't mind sitting and waiting, but not a lot happening. It's really gusty wind behind me. Luckily enough, most of it's coming over my head. Rain's due in the next hour or two, so I've set up my brolly already. I've thought no point in getting wet and miserable, is there? So I've made my mind up. I'm going to stick it out till probably a couple of hours into darkness, and hopefully nab a big girl. So I've really, you know, you never can tell with fishing. I mean, they could go on the feed all of a sudden and I could feel my boots. But I'm going to sit here and tough it out and wait for the one big fish, I think. You're getting a lot of that. The wind sometimes bounces the rod out of the rest, so you get the odd beat here and there. It really is blowing a gale above me. Right hand rod is getting really blown hard by the wind, so I might have to reposition that slightly in the rest. But, you know, it's a day on the riverbank, and it's not, you know, I mean, I'm not stuck at work, or like yesterday, dreaded shopping with the missus. You know what I mean? It's we're out doing what we enjoy. I said I'm not going to keep going on about it, but that's all I've spoken about every time I've chatted to you. So it is, you know, just going to keep at it. Just going to keep at it and plug along. Sometimes you've got to go through the hard times to enjoy the good. So let's catch some pike, some big pike. What did I say? As soon as they started running it off, we get fish. Nothing compared to what I've lost, but we haven't blanked. A jack, but it's hopefully the first of many. Ah, what a... We're off the mark, we ain't blanked. It started raining. They're running the river off now. They stopped running the river off. So we're up and running. At least we've caught a fish. We ain't blanked today. Could have used this for bait for the one I'd lost, but still. It's a jack. They all count. They're skidding back. See if we can catch his big sister. Well, the other hat was soaked troop, so I've changed of hat and I've lost another one. Weren't as big as the one this morning. Hook pull. Never had a hook pull with a circle hook before. So I've changed the hook, put a new hook on. It was big. Hugging that bottom of that riverbed. Oh, I just can't believe it. I think today the title for today's video is going to be quite easy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. I said, didn't I, earlier in the day, I'm going to have to wait, sit and wait for the drain to, oh, sorry, I keep saying drain, for the river to stop running off. And it obliged me at 3 o'clock. 3:05 I had my first fish. 3:15 I've just lost another big gill. Absolutely choked. But that's fishing for you. It's not as bad as this morning, not because of the difference in size. The one this morning was a lot bigger. The one this morning was equipment malfunction. There's no excuse for that. We pay enough for our kit and gear. You know, crimp shouldn't be letting you down like that. But that one, that's just part and parcel of fishing. Hook pull can happen to anyone at any time, any fish of any size. So, but I thought it was quite unusual though with circle hooks. I thought once they were in, but obviously not. Must have been just in. But I'll tell you, it felt good. It felt good. It was hugging that bottom. There's a lovely fish on there. Didn't even see it. Felt it though. But that's the way it goes. Bait's back out. It's like a quagmire now. We're in it to win it. Let's see if I can actually get something right for a change. Let's crack on. What do pikers do after the venue they've been fishing gives them a right hiding? Knocks the stuffing out of them, puts them through the ringer. You come back the very next opportunity, because you never know, today could be our day. I mean, look at this morning. The Pike definitely won on our last outing, but today's going to be our day. Morning troops, another day, another river. We're back out on the scene of the crime. I couldn't let it lie. I mean, the last session on here, I lost some good fish, so I'll come back and see if I can put things right. It's a clear morning, a little bit of frost out now. Wasn't when I arrived, but it's getting a bit frosty now. It's got 3 rods out. Just had a load of commotion and a mink had nicking eggs off the birds on the opposite side of the bank. They were dive bombing it and everything. Wouldn't you know it, I was busy casting my rods out, so I couldn't film it. Yeah, there's a mink in it. They nicked the eggs off the far bank. It was coming back this way and the birds were dive bombing it, but they couldn't do much about it. So definitely a mink, not an otter. I could see it clearly. Tell by the size and the colour of the pelt. You know, it was definitely a mink. Well, so we've got 3 rods out. Hopefully the levels are quite good. Hopefully they don't run it off too hard today. Last time I was out, they ran it off all day, didn't they? Really hard. The levels are quite good. They're up to where I'd normally expect them in the winter, which means you can fish the margins quite comfortably if you need to. No problem holding bottom. It looks lovely. Let's hope we catch some pike, because you know it's the last trip out really gave me a bit of a kicking. So we've got to put things right on this venue, because it's I've got other places to fish before the season ends. They're going to close this road off for a whole month for the end of the season, so it's going to make it awkward. Not awkward getting here, but instead of my usual 5 or 6 minute run, it's going to take me about 20 to get to where I want to fish. So, you know, just a big detour. As I say, it's a glorious morning. Sun's shining ish, just about to rise. Been fishing about 45 minutes maybe. No instant hit, sadly, so it's a case of I'm going to recast my rods now. Going to have a nice cup of hot coffee, a porridge pot, contemplate my next move, because it's only a very short session today. Going to pack up midday. Promises were made. I can't go back on my word. So it's a short session, dead baiting for pike, and hopefully get back into them big girls. we're up and running. First one of the day. Not the monsters we missed out on last time. That's a fish. That's a jack. A few marks on the side of the body. But he's very welcome, isn't he? Paternostered roach, the small one. Big old mouth. Beautiful body. Let's get him back. Well, that's the first one of the day. Sod's law, isn't it? I was returning it, and my left hand rod, which is a static dead, roared off. Float popped up in the middle of the river, and it went again. Wound down into nothing. Teeth marks all over the half a sardine, so probably a jack, but you never can tell. But probably a jack, but. That's a missed run, so while I was putting one back, the other rod roared off. Isn't it the way, eh? But we're off the mark. The river's running off hard again, so we're limited to how far out we can fish. But it's all good. I'm pleased we got one early. Let's see if we can catch a few now. You know, the last session was a tough one to take, but it's a beautiful day. I've got half a day. I'm going to have a great morning. I can feel it in my bones. Number 2, paternostered roach again, this time the big roach, not the little one. Very lively. Looked like it'd been held. Oh. It's a bigger fish, better fish. They're getting there now. They're starting to grow. Whole roach, 3-4 ounces, paternostered. There she is. The agony and the ecstasy. Yes, the last trip was a diabolical one. This trip's getting better. Got to get some big girls though. Let's get her back. It's a good fish, but let's get her back. Number 2 for the morning, and that was a lot better fish. Put up a good fight. It kept very low. You can tell it wasn't no well beater, but it was a nice double. That was on a whole roach, about 3 or 4 ounce roach, paternostered, and just wolfed it down and was off with it. Still, the difference between the statics and the paternostered are night and day. Paternostered, every time you get a run they're nailed. The statics, hit and miss. But the conversion rate for the statics has been better than last season, so that's a good thing. Gonna get another rod out, get that bait back out there. Oh, that's put a smile on my face. Let's fill our boots. The mink just went down there below me rod. He's making his way down the bank. I can see the bubbles. There he is. Not even frightened, just looked at me. Oh, typical, isn't it? 5 minutes before I'm due to pack up. Get a run on the left hand rod. It's on my static dead. Again, didn't convert it. Yeah, you know, the float went under, went out. Run the float 20-30 meters, you'd expect it to be on, wound down, nothing. So that could have been my last chance. Yeah, so that could have been my last chance really. I'll leave that rod till last now. I've put it back on, right on its nose, hoping it'll come back, but I don't know. I don't think it will. Normally when it's like that, you plonk it back on its nose, you get an instant hit, but I'll leave that till last. You never can tell. Yeah. So 2 sessions in the one video. The agony and the ecstasy of pike fishing. The ups and downs, whatever you want to call it, the sadness and the joy. Oh, you know, the first half of the video, that session for me was a session from hell. I lost 2 big fish. Still gutted about it, but there's nothing you can do. And then today I've had a few runs, had a nice bend in the rod, had a nice double, only a little 4-hour session, and just had another run now. So that's 4 runs today, 2 fish, and go home and get some brownie points. Thanks very much for watching, troops. I really do appreciate it. I know I say it at the end of every video, but I think it's worth saying. You know, I really do appreciate the views and the likes and the comments. Keep them coming, and we'll endeavour to whack a big gale out just before we get all the gear packed away. So it might not be the end of me dulcet tones, but we're going to crack on now. I've got to start wrapping up. I did promise to be home early today, and I'm a man of my word. Oh, I'm just scared of the wife. Either way, it don't matter. I've got to pack up. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. And if this is the last thing I say to you, I'll see you on the bank real soon.